to not feel as healthy after I'd had my first child. I really didn't have that healthy of a childhood. In my teenage years, I was already passing out and stuff, already having a lot of GI symptoms. But I started really noticing a change as I started to have children. And by the time I had my fifth baby, my life was drastically different than how it had been when I was younger. We did do a lot of seeking in functional medicine world. We worked with a functional medicine pediatrician for our children, and that was really what started us on the course to healing. We definitely learned a lot from her, and we worked with her as long as we could, and that definitely started our journey. We have also worked with a few other practitioners, working on healing mold illness and working on other root causes in other members of the family. Our main symptoms have been mainly systemic inflammation, a lot of widespread pain, a lot of vomiting, passing out, presyncope, heat intolerance, a good many food allergies and food intolerances. Those are the majority of our symptoms. I have those symptoms, and 3 of my children do as well. So we deal a lot with that, and mainly the GI symptoms. I would say that's our biggest problem, other than the interstitial cystitis that I have now. My IC symptoms started in 2020 when I thought what I thought was a really bad UTI, and I took antibiotics. I started feeling a little bit better, so I thought it was behind me, and I did all the things that everybody says to do, being very careful, increasing my water intake, and it just continued to come back. So it would come back maybe once a month, then it started to increase a good bit, and then a year and a half after that was when I had a really big flare up, and that's when I was diagnosed, I believe. When I was diagnosed with IC, I started taking Uravel, and I was taking that every time I had a flare. I was told to go on a low acid diet, so I cut out several things. I didn't really get any improvement. I could take the Uravel at the beginning, but it didn't really help. Nothing that I tried helped. My symptoms really just continued to get worse until recently. When I look back, I definitely believe that an oxalate issue contributes to a lot of our symptoms now and in the past. I have drastically changed my family's diet, and we have seen a lot of improvement, especially in the children. I've seen a lot of improvement with less pain and a little bit less IC symptoms. I still have some, but I know that's a long healing process. I definitely attribute 2 things. I believe that our mold exposure and oxalates, not being able to process the oxalates in our diet, are our root causes. I really do believe that. Recently, I have changed my family's diet in a fun little challenge that I printed and put on the fridge. One for everybody. All 5 kids got their own sheet, and they are able to try. They have to at least attempt to eat the rainbow every day, at least every other day, I tell them, and they can compete for prizes. So they may get a little extra gaming time or a little fun little outing for the family if everybody, meets their goal for the week. And they have changed a good bit. Their symptoms have improved. We're seeing better digestion. We're seeing better sleep. They're able to have better focus in school, especially my teenagers. Their grades improved in just a couple weeks of changing their diet to that. Right now, they're more moderate oxalate because I didn't want to go too low too quickly, but I'm already seeing great progress. In the short time that we've been working together, I have seen a good bit of improvement in my pain levels. When we first started, I was having constant, frequent urination, urgency, pressure, and pain. Now I did not. It's much more manageable. I mean, I was to the point of having, some panicking symptoms with with my pain, and I'm not having that now. I do occasionally feel more urgency or more frequency, but it passes in hours as opposed to days or weeks. That is the biggest difference that I have seen for myself, is that everything has come down just enough to where it feels a little more manageable. I would absolutely recommend Dr. Mandy for everybody with IC because it has been life changing for me. I really didn't think that there was any hope for me to have any sort of a normal life. And in just a few short weeks, I'm already seeing changes that I feel like I'm trending in the right direction. And I could be running and playing with my kids again and not having to worry about the pain I'm going to have if I run upstairs really quick to grab something, or if I walk around the neighborhood not having to lay down afterwards because of the pain. So it has been a really drastic change in my life just in a short amount of time, and I highly recommend working with Dr. Mandy for finding your root cause of IC. I've really learned a lot in this journey. One major thing that I have learned is that oxalates really do play a major part in my IC symptoms and in some of my other symptoms. So lowering them in my diet, even just incrementally, not too fast, has already given me such relief that I find that to be really valuable knowledge. And I've been sharing with everybody I know because I really think that it's something that everybody needs to know. I don't think anybody should have to feel the IC pain that I've been through. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I really think that that knowledge is just incredible. It's such a blessing to know this stuff and to be able to be on the right path.
And it's easy to see you are that someone I've been trying to meet. I got your number, won't you pick up the phone? Don't leave me hanging on the dial tone. Think back